Once a proud nation where the democratic socialist regime reigned supreme, Sweden literally still rests on the laurels of its former glory, okay? Still rests firmly on the laurels of its former glory as all of its current contemporary politics basically rips that entire process of social democracy, real existing social democracy apart. Okay? Yeah, I remember the Swedish minister saying Israel has a right to kill and then stopping himself. Anyway. Lol, they ain't got nothing on our current Dutch social democracy. Literal Trump lookalike, Geert Wilders. Oh my God, don't even get me started on fucking Geert Wilders, which is just gay Donald Trump. Like, he is just gay Donald Trump. He is literally, if you like did a European AI filter on Donald Trump, it would spit out Geert Wilders. It's so funny. Wait, Donald Trump isn't gay? I mean, Donald Trump is zesty with it too. Here's another wonderful American Civil Rights Movement organization, the ADL, weighing in on the decision. Shame on the governments of Norway, Ireland, and Spain for unilaterally recognizing a Palestinian state. This was always the wrong approach, but doing so in the wake of Hamas's genocidal massacre is a victory for those seeking Israel's violent destruction. It's just like, dude, you're an American civil rights organization. What are you talking about? What? Like, why does nobody go, that's weird that an American civil rights organization is chirping? You've tweeted that before. I know. There's a couple things that I just keep repeating over and over again until it sticks, okay? One of them, obviously, is calling the ADL the Apartheid Defense League. And also, the other one is consistently saying, fuck copyright. Those are two things that I will always repeat. Dutch Liberal Party is about to be ousted by the EU Liberals for joining a coalition with Wilders' extremist party just now. But I would love if it happened. It's kind of funny how much airtime is given to a few majority white countries recognize Palestinian human rights. Meanwhile, the rest of the fucking world recognizes at the top of the hour. God damn it, dude. It's 11:51. It's 11:51. Dude, it's not even like 11:53. That's crazy. Okay, that's cheap. That's cheap. You're being cheap. That's not, that is like, the grace period is 5 minutes. Okay, 11:55 and onward. God damn it. I got fucking blasted on that. I got blasted on that, and I'm annoyed, okay? I'm very annoyed. Here, let's listen to the Oyerishman, okay? Because honestly, I got fucking owned. I got owned. I will recognize that. But you got owned as well in some ways, because I was going to say that at the top of the fucking hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. And if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and NBs. Because we celebrate Ireland here every day of the week, regardless. What a beauty. And at the top of the hour, we celebrate Ireland once again. Come, let us hear you tell, are you slandered great Parnell? How you slew them Arabs 2 by 2. Anyway, Here's the 3-minute ad break now. You can also get gifted a sub by Sakura Gar. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs, allowing 10 people to no longer see the ads at the top of the hour. Here it is.
The children of Palestine, they deserve peace. It is long past time for a ceasefire, for the unconditional release of hostages, for unhindered access for humanitarian aid. There should be no further military incursion to Rafah. There should be no more Hamas or Hezbollah rockets fired at Israel. Civilians on all sides must be protected under international humanitarian law.
We will see a united Ireland in my lifetime. We will see a united Ireland in my lifetime.
Today's decision to recognise Palestine is taken to help create a peaceful future, because a two-state solution is the only way out of the generational cycles of violence, retaliation, resentment, hatred, where so many wrongs can never make a right. Just as Ireland's recognition as a state eventually led to the establishment of our now peaceful republic, we believe that Palestinian statehood will contribute to peace and to reconciliation in the Middle East. A peace that honours the legitimate aspirations of all people in the region to live with respect, justice, security and dignity, free from violence or the threat of violence. Today, moving in lockstep with other European colleagues, we seek to be bearers of hope. We want to reaffirm our belief that peace is possible, that justice is achievable, and that the recognition of both states, Palestine and Israel, is the cornerstone on which that peace must be built.
For those of you who don't know, obviously, the Irish Republicans who did liberate Ireland from British colonial occupation, okay, who fought long and hard during the Troubles, they have always felt very close to the Palestinian struggle for obvious reasons, for understandable reasons. The Irish have always been super based on the issue of Palestine in general. You know, because England was the country that fucked them over in the same way that it fucked the Palestinians over. Of course, let's listen to what the Israeli Foreign Ministry had to say.
The possibility of recognizing a Palestinian state risks turning you into a pawn in the hands of Iran and Hamas. Such a move...
Bro, this is literally just a threat. Okay? This is just a threat. They're saying like, you are starting to look very much like Hamas, and we will deal with the Hamas tunnels under Ireland as well.
Move will only strengthen Hamas and weaken an already dysfunctional Palestinian Authority. The fact that Hamas leaders are thanking you should serve as a wake-up call. Your actions will only fuel extremism and instability. Progress can only be achieved through direct negotiations within a wider regional context. Don't be pawns in the hands of Hamas. Say no to recognition.
That's great, man. Thank you. The only ones who would cause more instability following a recognition of Palestinian state are you. Mind your own business. Anyway. Foreign minister said Israel will not let this go. Katz recalls envoys from Norway, Ireland over Palestinian state recognition. Israel will not let this go quietly. Oh no. Oh no. They're isolating themselves further diplomatically from the Western world. Oh well. Oh no. What will everybody do? Bro, no. I don't understand it. What will anybody do without Israel? What will anybody do without Israeli cooperation? No more ways for you. Say bye-bye to Waze and the shittiest techno music you have ever heard. No more Soda Stream. It's like without incredibly invasive surveillance technology and like weapons, some weapons. What the fuck is Israel good for? What the fuck has Israel done? Soda stream, dude? Bubbly water? Is that it? That's it? Ways? Israel only knows one speed, bro. Just killing children. That's it. That's like the best thing that Israel is good at. The number one thing that Israel is good at is just like killing children and then training our fucking cops in the United States of America. Look no further than how gross Sabra hummus is, which I was automatically doing a BDS before I even knew the existence of fucking BDS because of how dog shit it was. It literally doesn't taste like chickpeas. I don't know how they did that. I do not understand how Sabra hummus was able to literally take hummus, which is like pretty similar in taste, no matter what. Like, obviously, it depends on like what kind of spices you put in it, you know, how you spice it up, how you season it. But it blows my mind. It just doesn't taste like hummus at all. Anyway, literally all ADHD medication. Teva is one of the largest pharmaceutical manufacturers in the world. Also, all amoxicillin is made in Israel, if I recall correctly. Also, like a fuck ton of computer chips. Well, I mean, ultimately, it doesn't really matter. Let's be real. If they were to fucking try to actually legitimately stop trading with the world, it would be unironically worse for Israel overall. That's my point. Israel has no way to pressure people. Okay? It doesn't. It is a settler colonial state that was literally designed by the Western world and has only been able to be as violent as it wants to as a consequence of the Western world. Without the Western world, without the Western world and its unconditional support, Israel is nothing. It doesn't exist. It is fake, okay? Isn't real. You might as well call it. That's it. And this is something that I've tried to stress to people over and over again since October 7. And many people have even chirped at me and said that I'm wrong. Like, oh, America comprises only 5% of Israel's like overall weapons or whatever. Dude, literally, America can shut Israel down tomorrow, okay? Without ever even firing a single fucking bullet, mind you. It could. If the United States chose to do so, tomorrow Israel was real, okay? It could. I mean, we'll never do it, but that is the reality. Think about it. Israel needs our unconditional support. Israel needs our political cover. Israel needs our steady trade, more so than many other countries. It's not just the military support that we offer, even though we offer plenty of that as well. And it's baby killing endeavors and it's ceaseless bloodthirst. America always has weapons. It's extremely funny to see the video mention Hamas leaders thanking them as something bad because most countries don't consider Hamas to be a terror organization. My country doesn't. Almost the same map as recognition of Palestine, but inverse. Yeah, that's the other part of the process as well. But yeah, Foreign Minister Israel Katz recalls the Israeli ambassadors in Ireland, Norway for immediate consultations. Oslo announced it will recognize the Palestinian state, and with Dublin expected to make a similar decision. I'm sending an unequivocal message to Ireland and Norway. Israel will not let this go quietly. Ireland and Norway intend to send a message to the Palestinians and the entire world. Terror pays, says Katz in a statement. Can I just also do another fucking I told you so moment? Remember when I said that if Israel continues to be this like violent psychopathic entity that is like hyper focused on bloodshed, and I said this basically on fucking October 8th, that, you know, it is going to dismantle America's influence over the world, our undying loyalty, our fealty to the state of Israel and its endless bloodshed is going to basically dismantle American power status, is basically going to show the world that we have no fucking smoke. We cannot control our own attack dog. The fact that the ICC is applying to send arrest warrants to the Israeli head of state and the defense minister is proof of that. The fact that now you have Western nations, okay, not Eastern Bloc nations in 1988, not fucking the one-off with Sweden, but actual fucking Western nations like Spain, Norway, Ireland coming out and being like, no, we recognize Palestinian statehood too. This is why I always state it opens up new pressure points. It's massively important. Okay? America is an incredibly powerful country. Okay? We have our tentacles all around the globe. We have 800 or at least 400 official military bases all around the world. We have NATO, which is a protection racket. We have the SWIFT financial process that controls 80% of every transaction that occurs globally. It's all run on the dollar. It is very, very, very difficult to dismantle. Okay? Obviously, virtually impossible to dismantle, as a matter of fact. When America says, no, we are going to let Israel go crazy mode, it's really, really hard to push back against that. But due to how resilient both the Palestinians have been and also the pro-Palestinian protesters have been, the pressure is getting to a boiling point. Okay? It's impossible to avoid. It's impossible to not recognize. And it is genuinely causing fear in the hearts of many in the American leadership who absolutely will have a very difficult choice to make. How many more AIPAC dollars do I want versus completely losing America's grip on the entire globe and its affairs? I already ran the top of the hour ad break, by the way. I did. I got debated. And you can tell that people are terrified of it, especially the Israeli officials. I mean, look, Benjamin Netanyahu tweeted this out. The intention of several European countries to recognize a Palestinian state is a reward for terrorism. 80% of the Palestinians in Judea and Samaria support the terrible massacre of October 7. This evil cannot be given a state. This would be a terrorist state. It will try to repeat the massacre of October 7 again and again. We will not consent to this. Rewarding terrorism will not bring peace, and neither will it stop us from defeating Hamas. You make Bibi sound like Bernie? Bibi literally has a fucking Philadelphia accent. Don't even give me that shit. That's what he sounds like. Just to be clear, that logic doesn't even work on the Irish. I'm literally only a citizen of the UK because of terrorism. Anyway, just something to consider about when you hear all of the pro-Israel defenders chirping on the timeline. Yes, Benjamin Netanyahu is from Philadelphia. Do not let anyone tell you otherwise. Many Philadelphia boys out here, many Pennsylvania defenders will lie to you and act like he did not grow up and have most of his formative experiences in Philadelphia. He did. Okay? You cannot erase that stain, Philadelphia. He also went to MIT. Fuck it. I'm hate watching from now on. Listen, I love Philadelphia. Philadelphia has like decent public transit, all things considered, in comparison to other American cities, of course. But you know, let it be known that Benjamin Netanyahu is from Philadelphia. He grew up in Philadelphia. Okay? Philly has not been doing well. Yes. You got the move bombing. You got Meek Mill, Big L. You got the Eagles. There's a lot wrong with Philadelphia. You wouldn't believe how mad the Israelis get when I deny them a stay in our hotel. They literally can't comprehend their actions have consequences to the West. They also stay arrogant like we are the evil ones. So far, only tourists, but I'm doing my part. What do you mean? You're denying Israelis a stay at your hotel? I don't understand what that means. You can tell the dam is breaking when even Jerry's having takes like this.
The Jero.
Wait, what? Dave Smith? Oh, yeah. Dave Smith is like a libertarian. Philadelphia has Uzi Vert. Yes, that's a bonus. I think you just created a few more Zionists by going after the birds. Listen, man, I make fun of every fucking state. I make fun of every goddamn city, including Los Angeles. My fucking state, California, is the absolute worst when it comes to dealing with homelessness. Like, I got the smoke for all American states, okay? I got the smoke for all American cities. I got the smoke for all American states. Don't fucking cry and complain when I come after yours, okay? At least you're not in Wyoming. Like, think about that. Thank God every day that you did not grow up in Wyoming and you don't have to live in Wyoming. Imagine. You don't got the smoke for my state of Ohio? Bro, okay. German government spokesman Stefan Hebestreit was just asked in Berlin whether the ICC arrest warrants would be implemented. His answer, of course, yes, we abide by the law.
Hält sich die Bundesregierung an das, was der Internationale Strafgerichtshof entscheidet?
Ich dachte, ich hätte durch meine normative Setzung die Frage beantwortet. Ansonsten, wenn Sie da noch Fragen haben, natürlich.
Natürlich.
Also, es wird
ja,
umgesetzt.
Wir halten uns an Recht und Gesetz.
This is the one thing, bro. This is the one redeeming quality of Germans, is that if there's a rule that they have already associated themselves with, like, they will abide by it. They're like, what do you mean? It's a rule. Excuse me, it's a regulation. Are you kidding me? What? Yeah, naturally, we will abide by the rules. We will arrest Benjamin Netanyahu. This is not a question. We love following orders. You give us a rule, we will follow it. Finally, Germany's just following orders on the right side of history. It's not even that. They just love following rules. It doesn't matter. Good, bad, doesn't matter. If it's legal, if it's regulation, they will follow. You could flip this entire script, dude. If you could just pass legislation in Germany that says, like, all genocide unconditionally is bad and wrong, oh my God, they'd be the #1 advocates for Palestinians. They love rules, man. They fucking love rules so much.
Hält sich die Bundesregierung an das, was
What? Biden officials shocked that Hamas is recruiting people as Israel bombs their family members. Biden officials have become increasingly concerned that Hamas has been able to recruit during wartime, thousands over the last several months, allowing the group to withstand most of Israeli offensives. How did that work, man? That's crazy. I can't believe it. I can't believe that people, when they become orphaned, when their homes are blown up, they go, I am going to do everything in my power to physically fight back against these people that are destroying my life. That's so weird. How did that work, bro? That's so weird. I am so shocked. I thought people loved getting killed. No, but in all seriousness, Germany is considered a pretty central pillar of the international legal system. They just can't afford going against the ICC. It's too much of a break. I agree. Rep Randy Fine says, in Florida, if you support Muslim terror, you will be treated like a Muslim terrorist. Next session, I will introduce legislation that adds any country that recognizes Palestine in Florida's list of scrutinized countries with severe limitations on entities from those countries doing business with and in Florida. Spain, Ireland, Norway will join Iran, North Korea, Cuba, and Syria, among others on that list. Govern yourselves accordingly. That's so funny. Hey, have fun with that, okay? Yeah, that's like 75% of the whole world, dude, including 3 of your top 5 trading partners. Florida depends on world markets. They're so stupid. They're so dumb. These people are so fucking stupid. Yeah, good luck, dude. By the way, there is nothing funnier, to me at least, the way I see it. There's nothing funnier than being like, we're no longer doing business with Ireland. Excuse me, are you familiar with the existence of Ireland? For all of the based politics that Ireland demonstrates when it comes to global affairs, it also happens to be the primary tax shelter for every American mega corporation. What the fuck are you talking about? It's literally a tax haven. The fuck? Yeah, okay, good luck, dude. I love that. Yeah, bring all those assets back home, baby. Let's go. Stop trying to fucking bait me at the top of the hour ad break. Oh, I already did it. I already did it. You wrote it like 1,000,000 times. I already ran the top of the hour ad break. Congratulations on your 6-month anniversary. Take a fucking second off. Breathe. Florida's like, no more Apple. No more Google. DuckDuckGo only for us, baby. Anyway, speaking of how fucking unimaginably unhinged Zionists have gotten, let's take a look at my favorite account on the platform, my favorite website on the platform, Stop Anti-Semitism, which, of course, famously called me an anti-Semite of the week a couple of weeks ago. As you guys know, I was honored by StopAntisemitism.org as anti-Semite of the week. Well, turns out that wasn't schizo enough for them. They're literally still personally, they're still personally hallucinating. Meet Ireland's Foreign Minister Michael Martin family. On October 7th, Hamas terrorists raped and kidnapped his daughter, Abhi Martin, into Gaza. Today, Foreign Minister Michael Martin announced he's rewarding his daughter's rapists with a state of their own. Lunacy, right? Then why are you doing this to Israel? Now, that would be... Yeah, it's that Abhi Martin, I assume, is probably like Jenny or something. Or Eva? Okay, that's just Irish shit. I don't really understand it. I can't find any reports of his daughter being kidnapped in the Gaza and raped. Think that would have made it to the news, no? This is a hypothetical comparison for illustrative purposes only. Are you saying his daughter was raped and kidnapped, or imagine his daughter was raped and kidnapped? I'm confused. This is a hypothetical comparison for illustrative purposes only. It never happened. This is a hypothetical comparison for illustrative purposes only. Thank you, Stop Anti-Semitism, for doing unhinged rape fantasies once again. Mihal and Eva is how you pronounce those names? How fucking normal. How normal. Except it is normal for the most rabid Zionist, psychopathic rape fantasies are literally like, that's the game. That's half of the fucking argument. Is in this hypothetical, I am fantasizing that you raped, like the people that you're defending came in with one purpose, which was anti-Semitic rape attacks. Okay? They were serializing rape attacks. Meanwhile, speaking of hypothetical rape fantasies, which you hear all the fucking time from those who want to defend Israel, takeaways from AP's examination of how 2 debunked accounts of sexual violence on October 7 originated. It turns out Western media does have the capacity to legitimately conduct investigations into shitty fucking news generation. The United Nations and other organizations have presented credible evidence that Hamas militants committed sexual assault during their October 7 rampage in southern Israel. They did not. The only credible first-hand account of sexual violence actually came from a Hamas militant from a hostage, okay? Once they were apprehended. The rest of it so far, and I'm not discounting it, okay? I'm not saying that it did not happen. Once again, I have to stress this. Okay? There's a likelihood that it did. But so far, there's only one first-hand account. Though the number of assaults is unclear, photo and video from the attack's aftermath have shown bodies with legs splayed, clothes torn, and blood near their genitals. Other accounts from that day, however, proved to be untrue. They include 2 debunked testimonies from volunteers of the Israeli search and rescue organization Zaka, whose stories help fuel a global clash over whether sexual violence occurred during the attack on what scale. Okay? Some allege that the accounts of sexual assault were purposely concocted. Zaka officials and others dispute that. Regardless, of AP's examination of Zaka's handling of the now debunked stories shows how information can be clouded and distorted in the chaos of the conflict. Volunteers' interpretations were flawed. One account that turned out to be unfounded came from Chaim Mazgin, a Zaka volunteer who collected bodies after the attack. There are 2 major claims being made by a lot of people, specifically from the New York Times' faulty reporting that has been eviscerated by academics, journalists, and many other concerned parties due to how shitty their fucking supposed investigation was. Screams Without Violence is the article that I'm, of course, referencing. That article did not, or Screams Without Words, sorry, not Screams Without Violence. A squirrel, gray zone, and intercept? No, that's bullshit. It's not just gray zone and intercept. Or Zay Squirrel that called in the question, Screams Without Words. That's ridiculous. Intercept did conduct a phenomenal investigation into how the New York Times actually concocted this article and found that it did not meet their own internal standards. But if you remember, beyond that investigation, another thing that we found out was that there were also staffers of the New York Times that also did not consider this to be valid and accurate reporting. It doesn't even meet their own personal standards for what is supposed to be the paper of record. The author herself of the article literally had unhinged fucking sentiment expressed about Palestinians in general, which is the reason why the New York Times slowly and quietly removed their association with the person while still standing on the merits of the article, which did not meet their own personal standards. Now, having said that, once again, this does not mean that sexual assaults did not occur on October 7 or after, okay? Sexual violence always occurs in war, in times of conflict. It's very common, and the likelihood of it happening on either October 7 or after October 7 is still high, okay? I'm not going to sit here and act like it's not a thing that occurred or that I know that it never occurred. I will, however, stand by. I will, however, reiterate my point that this is something that requires investigation, okay? Real investigation, not just like listening to the Israeli government claim without a single shred of evidence that it happened over and over again until we just take it for granted. Zakah didn't just make up shit about sexual violence that they perceived to have occurred. They also made up a bunch of other shit like the decapitated and burned 40 babies. Well, that wasn't just Zakah. That was an IDF guy who made that up. But Zakah also said babies were thrown in ovens. That was also false. Okay? They have mishandled the forensics on they've mishandled the forensics on October 7 so dramatically that there may never be conclusive evidence on what truly happened on October 7. The victims might never receive closure as a consequence of their mishandling. And the first outlets that covered Zakah's mishandling were not Western outlets. They were Israeli outlets. And it wasn't even like 972 and Local Call, which I bring up quite frequently. Those guys are great. It was literally Haaretz and even Yediot. These are not like hyper lefty fucking outlets at all. They were the ones who were conducting investigations into Zakah's mishandling. So that's something to remember. And yet we still continue with this. We still continue with this narrative over and over again. Haaretz, the communist propaganda brother. I know. This is like if you're fucking super far right, you think that and you claim that, but anyway. It's also crazy because Joe Brandon still repeats a lot of this unsubstantiated bullshit when talking about it 8 months after the fact. Like in his Morehouse speech, he said when he went to Israel 9 days after October 7, they showed him footage of a mother and a child being tied by rope and being lit on fire with kerosene. That's bullshit. Ryan Grimm investigated further and asked Biden's own fucking team, to which the reaction was they did not. He didn't actually see that. He didn't actually see the footage at all. That was not a real thing. It just didn't fucking happen. But it doesn't stop Biden from lying about it. And there is no punishment, once again, something that I always reiterate, there is no punishment for lying in the direction of the American State Department interests. There's only punishment for getting something wrong if you're against America's State Department interests. You can always lie in the direction of America, which happens to also be in the direction of Israel as well. If you're pro-Israel, you can lie all the time. Seems like you're picking and choosing what to believe. It did happen. Seems like you're picking and choosing what to believe. I'm confused by what you're saying here. I'm not discounting that there is a the fact that someone was tied together by a rope and lit on fire with kerosene did not happen. Joe Biden also never saw that footage because it didn't happen. And he never saw footage like that. And his officials have openly stated that it did not happen. Just like Joe Biden never saw decapitated babies being thrown into ovens or whatever the fuck he was also saying. It's bullshit. It was debunked. But that's it. Like you're repeating. You're basically proving exactly what I was saying. You never get punished. He saw it in his tram. He said, wait, what? Biden said he saw it in his tram, said he didn't. You choose to believe one, not the other. Wait, what? You mean his team? Biden said he saw it and his team said he didn't. You choose to believe one and not the other? Yeah. Do you want to know why I choose to believe his team and not Biden? Because this is not the first time that Biden has hallucinated seeing things that did not fucking happen, dumbass.